What is up, guys? Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and I am once joined by Canadian Yorker. How are you?
I'm doing awesome tonight. How are you doing?
Good, good. This was we got a lot to talk about. We are here to discuss 9/11, 2023 Monday Night Raw, which took place in Norfolk, Virginia, a nice place. And this was honor of 9/11, like I said before at the end of my last stream. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family that had to go through that stuff, had to go through that nightmare on 9/11 22 years ago. But yeah, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw, which was yesterday on 9/11 2023 in Norfolk, Virginia. So a lot of events happened. I want to get through this. There's a lot to talk about. So yeah. So to start off the night, it is main event Jey Uso. This is the second Raw that Jey Uso has opened up, so I can see this guy probably main eventing WrestleMania. So he's become a really popular superstar ever since he left the Bloodline and got drafted to Raw. So Jimmy Uso opens up Monday Night Raw with an entry, and he gets on the mic, and then he said that he's feeling good out of the bloodline, and he said he's right here on his own on Monday Night Raw. And he didn't really expect this guy, a guy that despised him, a guy that he went to war with. Kevin Owens comes in and confronts Jey Uso. Big, big, big history between these two men. And Kevin Owens said that he understand what Jey Uso's going through. Moving to a place and people hating him and stuff like that. He said that Drew McIntyre, Riddle are the two guys that don't want him, that have beef. And he said that Cody Rhodes gave him a chance. Sami Zayn welcome back and all. Kevin Owens told Jey Uso that he has a long way to go until Kevin Owens gives Jey Uso the respect. He said that he has to prove that he's not the same scumbag like he was when he was in the bloodline. So, and then before Jey Uso can come, they were interrupted by Judgment Day, Dominik Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Damien Priest. They said that Jey Uso didn't need to, prove himself. They said that the Judgment Day is a huge fan of Jey Uso, and the history between the Judgment Day. Judgment Day always trying ways to recruit new people. We're possibly seeing maybe Jey Uso joining Judgment Day, but a lot of people don't like Dominik Mysterio when he gets on the mic, which is hilarious. And then Kevin Owens still doesn't trust Jey Uso and says that it doesn't matter if Jey wants to show how the respect towards you or show he has to prove himself. And then he said that I'll fight for you. I'll fight against you three by myself. And then Jey Uso said, "Don't worry, KO. I'm here. I'll fight with you tonight against Judgment Day." So it officially start, and then Jey Uso super kicks Dominic Mysterio in the face, and then they start into a brawl, editing this segment to start the first match. Jey Uso and Kevin Owens, who thought these two would team up together against the Judgment Day, Damien Priest and Finn Balor. So, what do you think of the opening segment of Raw?
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot to digest and to talk about. There's so many things, so many variables right there. Um, it's never out of the question for Jey Uso to join the Judgment Day, even though he's trying to turn himself around. And the other factor of him trying to put himself on the path of redemption, for showing, it's the locker room that he's not the same person he once was, and it's obvious that people do not trust him. If he was part of the bloodline, and he could just be playing the part of saying, "Oh, I'm not who I was. I'm not really this. I'm not like who I was, but I am." But at least he could be like seeing people. So it's understandable to want to not trust him after all that happened. And there's so much there. Um, he obviously has a long, long way before he finally earns people's trust, and the crowd is obviously behind him, but his fellow wrestlers are not feeling it. You know, Drew McIntyre has his right to have his reasons, as does Matt Riddle. You know, those guys have their reasons. Kevin Owens also should have his reasons. I still don't understand why Sami Zayn is still behind Jey Uso. You know, it seemed like friends, but at the same time, Sami Zayn might be feeling a little something about Jey Uso also. And, you know, but Jey Uso also has to watch his back because he's got enemies on all sides. You know, that's the way I'm looking at it. Even though he's come to Raw, he still has to, you know, figure out a way. He's got to figure things out, you know. So
Yeah.
he's got to work through the difficulties that he has. So.
All right, this is gonna be fun. Your camera's lagging. But yeah, moving on to the first match. Yeah, the first match, like I said, Jey Uso and Kevin Owens, who thought these two would team up, and versus the Judgment Day, Damien Priest and Finn Balor. Surprisingly, I thought they teamed up really well. Like I said, these two guys were, you know, bitter enemies, and you know they actually tagged really well until it fucked up at the end. You know, it was back and forth. Dominik Mysterio doing the interference bullshit again, like always. But at the end, Jey Uso made the biggest mistake of his life and accidentally super kicks Kevin Owens. He meant to super kick Damien Priest. Damien Priest moves out of the way and accidentally super kicks Kevin Owens in the face, which was a clear accident. So, and then Damien Priest and Jey Uso fought outside the ring, and then Finn Balor hit helpless Kevin Owens with the coup de grace from the top rope and gets the 1-2-3, gets the win. So basically a mistake there. So yeah, Judgment Day wins by pinfall over Kevin Owens and Finn Balor. Jey Uso tried to apologize to Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens ignored him, walking back to the backstage area. So what did you think of this match?
I mean, Jey Uso obviously has a long way before people can accept him back, and you know it's going to be a journey for him, a journey for Kevin Owens. I don't think we might be looking at a potential Kevin Owens heel turn right here, with Kevin Owens turning heel on Jey Uso, just like usually Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle turning heel on Jey Uso. They don't like Jey Uso, and you know. Sami Zayn's probably sticking for him. Sticking is going to cause some animosity. Animosity between Finn Balor, between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You know, there's another factor we might not consider, which is Kevin Owens joining the Bloodline. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. What if Kevin Owens joins the Bloodline? that would be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that, but
yeah. Kevin Owens joining Judgment Day. Sorry, not the Bloodline. Kevin Owens joining Judgment Day.
And what do you think about that? I don't know about that, you know. But the thing is, I think Kevin Owens just hates Judgment Day so much, so I don't think it's gonna happen. Plus, backstage, Jey Uso tried to apologize to Kevin Owens again, but it looks like these two aren't gonna get along. Kevin Owens blow a new one at Jey, saying that he's best off joining the Judgment Day and dyeing his purple wire at it, while Kevin Owens yelled at him and then walked away from Jey Uso. Jey Uso was pretty much worried, so we have to see what happens. Maybe they'll cross paths again. But yeah, the next match is The Miz versus Akira. I can't even say his name, it's a weird name. Akira Tozawa, whatever his name is. He's a Japanese guy, I believe. And I don't really need to talk about this match because The Miz just completely destroyed this guy. Pretty much trying to prove, sending LA Knight a message with three crushing crushing finales. He hit 3 of them and taunted LA Knight and got the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't have too much to talk about this match because it was pretty short. But do you have any thoughts of that match?
I mean, it's obviously the Miz and LA Knight are gonna continue their feud. So it's gonna be we're gonna see a rematch, and you know, I don't believe who's gonna win. Who's gonna win this best of 2 or 3 series? If there's gonna be we might see the Miz make a get a win over LA Knight, and then see LA Knight get another win over the Miz to win this feud. I don't really know, but this is obviously we're seeing a build up to another match of LA Knight versus the Miz. So.
Yeah, and by the way, I said that correctly. It was 3 skull-crushing finales. Yes, guys, 3. The Miz was that pissed off, so he might have screwed up the guy's face. So
skull crushed him into the mat.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a couple segments backstage. I'm just gonna skip them. It was just interviews. Raquel Rodriguez got interviewed, and Shayna Baszler got interviewed. I'm not gonna talk too much. But moving on to the next segment, and the next segment is Gunther's Intercontinental Championship celebration, and they came out. Ludwig Kaiser gave Gunther a big introduction for the celebration for the long reigning Intercontinental Champion in history. Like I said, congratulations. I don't hate Gunther. I think he produces the best matches. He just shows as a dominant male champion. I like his style. He's just a great champion. Longest. People hate him. Now he's like probably sucking Triple H's dick or something. But I respect Gunther. I love Gunther. Much respect to him and congrats to him. He just started saying German. I don't even know what he said. But and then he gets interrupted by Chad Gable, who just give props where it's due. Chad Gable said that they had the hell of a fight last week, and Gunther's celebration, Chad congratulates him, and then they went into the ring, and then they just talked, and then nothing much. Gunther said that Chad Gable said that he was pissed because he had to see his kids front row last week crying, and Gunther had to be a dick and then bring up Gunther's family. And Chad Gable asked for another shot at the championship, and Gunther said, "Oh, you really want to go for this again and have your kids as bait?" And then he said that, "Oh, I give you my word, you're a great champion, but a disgusting and horrible father." And after that, Chad Gable snapped. Gunther went that far, and Chad Gable had enough. He had the advantage, but it was 3-on-1. Loose with Kaiser and the other guy. And then Otis came out, tried to get the save. Got beat up too. And then surprisingly, another guy came out. Tom Shinpas, whatever his name is here, chair in hand. And then Gunther just ran away. I'm surprised that Tom So came out. Tom So, this guy has a weird ass name. Comes out with a chair and then causing Imperialism to retreat, ending the segment. So, what do you think of that whole chaos?
Man, we're gonna see another build up to another great match between Chad Gable and Gunther, and it's gonna be a match for the ages. Obviously, Gunther took it a step too far, calling Chad Gable a horrible father, which is something you never ever tell anyone, But that's just the way it is, and we're seeing a build up to the match. Did they face off later on on the show, or?
Yes, you'll see what happens. You'll see. Yep.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll talk about that after, but. We're going to see another great matchup, and Gunther has been very dominant And so far, congrats to him in his reign. Maybe we'll see him become the greatest ever heavyweight champion ever, intercontinental champion ever. Maybe we'll see him do that, break it, when WrestleMania comes around. We'll see how it goes. But so far, he's been a great champion. But I think it's crazy that he took it that far. It's not good.
All right, the next match is Drew McIntyre versus Xavier Woods. How this match came about, they had a segment earlier that night. Xavier Woods confronted Drew McIntyre asking why he trash talked Kofi Kingston last week, and he said he apologized for the chair again, and then Xavier Woods said that Drew McIntyre is jealous that Kofi won the title in front of 82,000 people, where Drew's greatest moment happened in an empty performance center, and that right there put a fire in Drew McIntyre's head. And McIntyre said he doesn't want to hurt him, and Xavier Woods, he just said that, oh, you want a match? And then Drew books a match. They accept the match. Here we are. Drew McIntyre versus Xavier Woods. That was just a nail in the coffin, Xavier Woods. Like, holy shit. Yeah, they went back and forth. It was probably an interesting match. It was average. It went back and forth until at the end, Drew McIntyre was able to click his Claymore on Xavier Woods to get the victory by pinfall. So yeah. Drew McIntyre gets the win over Xavier Woods by Claymore kick, getting the win in this one-on-one matchup. And after the match, Drew McIntyre told Xavier Woods that Xavier Woods that it didn't have to be like this, didn't have to happen like this way. So what do you think of this match?
I think it's an interesting match. I think we're seeing the development of Drew McIntyre turning heel right here. This man is going to the dark side. You're seeing the slow descendants of him into going to the dark side, and he's not getting the respect he deserves. He's not winning championships. His talent is decreasing. So I'm seeing this slow decline of him into this dark side, and we're going to see him turn heel eventually, and get his vengeance on everybody, So I don't know. With the New Day, it's like I think the New Day should go their separate ways, because they're been for some time. So they've gotta do something different. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next match. Actually, it was a segment. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, comes out and makes his entrance. It's unfortunate because he only got like 3 minutes out there. Cody Rhodes asked Virginia what they want to talk about, and he wants to talk about Jey Uso, but he was immediately interrupted by Dominik Mysterio, flanked by JD McDonagh. Jey Mysterio, like always, likes to taunt Cody Rhodes and gets in his face and says that,
stupid internet.
Yeah, it's lagging, but they made an entrance, and then Dominik Mysterio said that, Jey Uso is going to join Judgment Day, and Cody Rhodes can't do anything about it, flicking his tie up in his face. Cody Rhodes had enough and punches Dominik in the face, and then fights off JD McDonagh. Cody cutter for Dominik Mysterio, wow, and Cody crossroads for JD, and then Cody another crossroads Dominik Mysterio, where making JD McDonagh and Dominik Mysterio fleeing, and that's pretty much the shortest segment ever. So what did you think of that?
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty nice. Everybody doesn't like Dominik Mysterio, so it's really everybody cheers when Dominik Mysterio gets his butt handed to him. So they really like that. We like seeing Cody Rhodes putting down the butt whipping on Dominik Mysterio, and he's done it before. Cody has done it before, and Cody will do it again because Dominik Mysterio will go to any means necessary to get his wins over people. So, it's good that he was able to do that.
All right, next match is Chelsea Green versus Shayna Baszler, and I knew Chelsea Green was in trouble. Shayna Baszler is just too good, and plus, Pippa Niven was out with injury. These women tag team championships are so like they're just I don't know what to say. They're just like cursed. But yeah, Pimper Niven's come back from injury to help Chelsea Green ringside, and Chelsea Green versus Shayna Baszler. I don't know. I just feel like it was a really it went by pretty quick. Shayna Baszler's just a monster, and yeah, at the end Shayna Baszler wins by pinfall by a Samoan drop. So yeah, Shayna Baszler defeats Chelsea Green by pinfall, and post match, Pimper Niven beats down Shayna Baszler, but Zoe Stark makes the save, and she and Baszler starts clearing the ring, and so we might see a alliance between Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. After their one-on-one match last week, I had a feeling this would happen, and they're saying that now you know the next challengers for the women tag team titles. I will say Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Chelsea Green and Pimper Niven for the women's tag team champions. Book it, man. Come on. Book it, Triple H. What do you think of this match?
I haven't really seen much of the match. Um, it's Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler connection. It seems to be something interesting, and I have to see how things go with that. I think it sounds interesting to me because of Zoe Stark ended her reign with against Beth. I forgot her name.
Trish Stratus.
Uh, Seth Rollins' wife. Yeah, Seth Rollins' wife.
Becky
so
Lynch. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch.
Yeah, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch. Yeah. So Zoe Stark is not fighting Becky Lynch anymore. So Zoe Stark is going on with Shayna. And it's going to be an interesting matchup. We got to see how things go with the women's title matches, tag team title matches. We'll see how it goes with that.
All right, the next segment, Shinsuke Nakamura opens a promo video package of him holding a katana and calling out Seth Rollins again, listing so many just trying to get into Seth Rollins' head again, saying that he'll challenge him again when he feels like it. Seth Rollins makes his entrance and explains that he admits he's a manipulator, a deceiver, a liar, and everything. He mentioned his times with the Shield. He mentioned that yeah, and then he said that he's had enough of the mind games of Shinsuke Nakamura, and said that he wants Shinsuke to come out and have the match right now. But it was interrupted with a video of Shinsuke Nakamura attacking Ricochet, brutally attacking Ricochet. And Ricochet just started beating up Ricochet and turned to the camera and said that Seth wasn't medically clear, and he said he apologized. He's gonna take his title, just not today, ending the segment. So still allow mind games by Shinsuke Nakamura to Seth Rollins. What do you think of that promo? Plus poor Ricochet.
So let me get this straight. Ricochet has been protecting Seth Rollins, right?
You can say that. I have no idea.
We can say that, right?
Yeah.
So Ricochet came out to fight against Seth Rollins this time, and then Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and attacks Ricochet in front of Seth Rollins. Am I correct?
Yeah, so many times Ricochet. I feel like at some point Seth Rollins is gonna confront Ricochet to stay out of the business. But what can he do? I don't know.
We don't really know what Ricochet's role in this is. This Ricochet is like an expert. He could be working with Shinsuke Nakamura. We don't know. But then again, Shinsuke is doing this to get into Seth Rollins' mind and play and mess him up. But I don't know. This is a really weird storyline. It's really weird. I think Shinsuke is really trying hard to get into Seth Rollins and to mess him up and make him think that he can't beat him or something along those lines. And he wants to take his title. You know, he wants to take the title by any means necessary. So this is his way of trying to get into Seth Rollins' head, because we know Seth Rollins' history.
Yeah, at this point, Shinsuke Nakamura is just gonna try to break Seth Rollins' back and end his career and force Seth to forfeit the World Heavyweight Championship. That's basically the angle right now. But yeah, do you have any? I do want to move on because we're running out of time with the videos getting long. But yeah, next match. The next match is Alpha Academy. Yes, this is the match. This is one of the more exciting matches there was. Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis, and Tomso, I'm just gonna call him Tomso, versus Imperialism in a 6-man tag team match. And this was, like I said, this is one of my favorite matches yesterday. I thought it was a great match. Definitely an A+ rating. I really liked this match. It just went back and forth, you know, Gunther going hard, you know, Otis showing how strong he is, you know, different kind of, you know, wrestlers, you know, well, different times Pitfall will be broken up, but it was the end that was crazy. Chad Gable, like, putting his ankle lock on Gunther a couple times. He put it on that one guy, I think it's the Vincent, whatever his name is, I can't even say, it's a weird name. And then he had Vincent's still injuring has that bad knee when Riddle attacked him like a couple months ago, so that surprisingly is still hurting. I don't even know if that's the injury, but at the end, Chad Gable gets the ankle lock on Vincent while Gunther was trying to break it, but Topmos, oh, his name's so weird. His name is so weird. Tomos interfered with Gunther, putting his own submission move with the Silicon Stretch, which is his submission hold, and Chad Gable forced Gunther to watch him with the ankle locked on his fellow teammate, and Alpha Academy and Tomos gets the win by submission with the ankle lock from Chad Gable. So yeah, this was an amazing match. I apologize, I can't read that guy's weird name, but what did you think of this match?
Man, it was a match of the night. I think, you know, there's a lot of things that happened there. We're definitely seeing Imperium taking an L and Alpha Academy getting the win. But it's really winning of getting his Intercontinental Championship win against Gunther in the future. That I believe is going to happen because Chad Gable is good. He's good. So he has, out of all the wrestlers in the WWE and on Raw, he has the best chance of beating Gunther because Gunther has been so good, and Chad Gable is able to. He's getting up there as a rival in a match.
Chad Gable at this point is using Kurt Angle's submission hold. It's clear. It's really deadly. The ankle lock. It's originally, I believe it was Kurt Angle's move, but yeah. They got gold medals. They both had gold medals, which makes sense that Chad Gable is using a Kurt Angle ankle lock. Riddle used it a couple times too, so that finisher move is pretty deadly.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty effective. There's also Kurt Angle was really good at doing what's the word? Heimlichs, suplexes. He was really good at doing suplexes and doing back throws.
Brock Lesnar, suplex are better.
Yeah, he does that. He does that a lot. Um, you know, he's using a lot of those technical moves, and that stuff's really deadly, especially when when it's on a really good wrestler. That's why Brock Lesnar has been so good because he basically made Suplex City a meme. He just suplexes people back and forth until they're just completely just turn to slush. And he just does like back throws, front throws. Um, you know,
Yeah.
I mean that's deadly.
All right,
Yeah.
moving on. All right, we gotta move on. All right. That was a lot of good talk, by the way. Moving on to the main event. Oh yeah, by the way, before that happened, I just want to mention real quick. I'm not gonna talk about too much. But Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton was in Adam Pearce's office to sign their contract signing. Becky Lynch challenged Tiffany Stratton for the Women's NXT Championship. But yeah, moving on to the main event, we got Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. With Dominik Mysterio barred from ringside. This is also one of the this is also one of the matches that was going so well, but something happened at the end. I don't know if you know, but you've probably seen it. But talking about this match, yeah, it looked like it was payback over again. How he explained that Rhea Ripley was struggling at the start of the match. Raquel Rodriguez was giving Rhea Ripley a lot of problems. It's basically payback, vibes. And then it was just like Raquel Rodriguez is just a strong ass woman, slamming Rhea Ripley. But then at some point, Rhea Ripley was just dominating Raquel Rodriguez right after. It was just Raquel dominating to Rhea Ripley dominating. Putting both of his her ankles over Raquel Rodriguez's neck. That was deadly. I thought she was gonna win off disqualification. That would be so bad. I thought it was gonna be like that since Dominik Mysterio was barred from ringside, but I had to go watch it. I did watch the whole match, but it was great. It just went back and forth. It was a great match until the end of the match. I knew something was going to happen. Nia Jax. Nia Jax returns to WWE, comes out of nowhere and attacks Raquel Rodriguez while the referee is distracted. Hits a Vader bomb. Hits a apron bomb on Raquel Rodriguez and Simonian drop on the floor on Raquel Rodriguez. And Rhea Ripley takes advantage and gets the win, retaining her WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'm like, oh my god, not like that. Why? This was great a match until Nia Jax. But don't get me wrong, Nia Jax was amazing. I didn't mind her back in the day. But damn, I kind of knew something was gonna happen. But post match, Nia Jax attacked Rhea Ripley with a headbutt, and then she dropped the leg over Rhea Ripley's neck, and Kazam dropped off the second rope, just crushing Rhea Ripley, where people were booing her. Rhea Ripley helpless underneath Nia Jax. It's a clear statement, and Nia Jax ends the segment blowing kisses to the crowd that's booing her. Nia Jax is back. Wow. What are your thoughts on this main event?
Uh, I think the main event should still be this Raquel versus Rhea. Because it's obvious that things keep happening that Raquel can never seem to get over the
Oh,
hump.
this was the main event.
Yes, I know, but Raquel should at least get a win, and for it to happen, for her to lose in this manner is just embarrassing. It's sad. It's really sad for her to see her lose that way in that manner. She was blindsided by Mia coming out of nowhere, and honestly, just sabotaging her like that in that manner. That's just low. That's just really low.
Yeah. By the way, Rhea Ripley wins by pitfall. It was by Riptide which has been Rhea Ripley's deadly finisher, which is kind of like a sideways power bomb. Um, I also want to mention, give a huge shout out, to Joey, one of our friends. I had a chat with him today, and he said that Nia Jax, people hated her because she's known to injure people. She has injured some people, putting out a few people in the past, and people just don't want to deal with that right now. So they're trying to maybe think, Nia Jax is gonna be heel now, turning Rhea Ripley might turn back to a baby face, people cheering her. I don't mind Rhea Ripley, but she turned heel. People are saying that they're turning Nia Jax into a heel, that will progress Rhea Ripley as a baby face. But yeah, Nia Jax is back. What a surprise. Like I said, I had nothing against Nia Jax. I never hated her. I think she was just a scary woman to face. If I was a woman in the WWE, I'd be scared of Nia Jax. Like, no mistake. She's basically a woman version of Mark Henry. Like, yeah, Nia Jax is back. There's rumors that I want to see a Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez triple threat match at Fastlane. A lot of people are begging Triple H to beg that. I'd like to see that. It would be an unbelievable triple threat, but we have to see. What do you have to see?
I was gonna say, yeah, that can happen. Nia Jax versus Raquel versus Rhea. But obviously, we can't forget Rhea Ripley is a scary woman in her own right. She's pretty strong, Her and Raquel are really strong women. We can't deny that. But if the two of them join forces together against Nia Jax is gonna have a lot of trouble on her hands. Despite the fact that she's a force of nature in her own right. And Raquel, that's going to be a monumental task for Rhea Ripley to overcome. People think that Raquel is a problem. Yes, Raquel does give Rhea Ripley problems, but Nia Jax will give Rhea Ripley even more problems. She'll be the mountain that Rhea has to climb over if she wants to assert herself as a dominant women's champion.
Yeah. But another fact is Rhea Ripley has yet to not defend her World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat chat. It's always been one-on-one matches. So Triple H, please book it at Fastlane. It's time that Rhea Ripley needs to defend it against more than one person. But Nia.
She cannot have Dominik Mysterio interfering in a triple threat match because he's done that before.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the show, folks. What a show. I've been rating shows like B+, B-, but here you go. My first ever high rating of a Raw show. I'm giving this Raw show a grade of A-. I completely love this show. This was absolute amazing. People are saying that Raw's in a downfall. I don't care what you said, but I absolutely love this show. So far, my favorite so far of all the shows that I recorded. There's a lot more that I saw before I even started the broadcast, but my first ever A rating, I give this show an A- on this show yesterday. So what are your final thoughts and what grade do you give this show, Canadian Yorker?
I'm going to give this show a B+. I'm going to give it close to an A. It was good. Could have been better, but it was good. So I'm going to give it that. I think that it was good. There's a lot that we're expecting to see the improvement on. And I can't wait to see how the different stories continue and see how things go. So I can't wait to see how things go. So I can't wait for the next one.
All right. So that would do it. Thank you guys for watching. That will be our broadcast for 9/11/2023. That was an unbelievable Monday Night Raw. And we will be back for this week's Friday Night SmackDown broadcast. By the way, some matches, LA Knight and The Miz are going to go at it in their rematch this Friday. John Cena returns. John Cena is going to be on the Grayson Waller effect. Those are the only two announced matches and segments I can figure out. But anyways, I'm Bruin Steel. Thank you guys for watching. And I am once again, thank you Canadian Yorker for joining. Yeah, any last thing?
No, nothing else other than the fact that our special guest was not able to make it tonight because he had some things he had to take care of. But we will be having him in the next one as soon as he gets himself settled with the things that he's thinking that he's doing. And you know, can't wait to talk about the next SmackDown. Next SmackDown episode.
All right, see you guys later. Take it easy.
Take it easy.